Beneath Paris, the history of the catacombs. The city above, the city below. Paris is known as the City of Light, but beneath its cafes, boulevards, museums, and millions of daily footsteps lies another city, silent, dark, and built from the dead. More than 300 kilometers over 185 miles of underground tunnels stretch beneath Paris. Only a small portion is open to the public. The rest remains sealed, forbidden, and largely unmapped. This is the story of the Paris Catacombs, not just a place of bones, but a solution to a crisis, a feat of engineering, and a mirror of human mortality. What are the Paris Catacombs? The Paris Catacombs are a vast underground ossuary, a place where the remains of the dead are stored. Inside them rest the bones of an estimated 6 to 7 million people. Skulls and femurs are stacked in geometric patterns. Walls are built entirely from human remains. Latin inscriptions remind visitors of death's inevitability, but originally these tunnels had nothing to do with death. When it began, the quarries, Roman era, 1700s, Roman Paris, 1st to 3rd century AD, the story begins nearly 2,000 years ago when Paris was known as Lutetia, a Roman settlement. Limestone was extracted beneath the city. This stone built Roman baths, temples, and later medieval Paris. Over centuries, quarrying expanded uncontrollably. By the 17th and 18th centuries, Paris had grown directly on top of hollow ground. The problem? Paris was collapsing 1700s, a city in danger. By the mid-1700s, entire neighborhoods were undermined, streets collapsed without warning, buildings sank into the earth. In 1774, a massive collapse swallowed homes and killed residents. At the same time, Paris faced another crisis: death. Why the catacombs were created: the cemetery crisis. The cemetery of the innocents. Paris's largest cemetery, Les Innocents, had been used for over 600 years. By the late 18th century, it held more than 2 million bodies. Graves were stacked 10 to 15 bodies deep. Decomposing remains contaminated nearby wells. Disease spread rapidly. A cellar wall collapsed in 1780, spilling corpses into nearby homes. Public outrage followed. The city had to act. Who made the decision? King Louis XVI, reign 1774 to 1792. In 1786, under King Louis XVI, Paris authorities made a historic decision. The dead would be moved underground into the abandoned limestone quarries. The project was overseen by Charles Axel Guillaumeau, Inspector General of Quarries, whose task was to stabilize Paris while transforming the tunnels into a sacred resting place. The Great Transfer of the Dead, 1786 to 1814. For nearly 30 years, human remains were moved into the tunnels. How it was done. Transfers occurred at night. Bones were transported in covered wagons. Priests led processions by torchlight. Bodies were exhumed from multiple cemeteries. Remains were cleaned, sorted, and stacked. By 1814, millions of Parisians, rich and poor alike, rested beneath the city. Where exactly are the catacombs? The catacombs lie primarily beneath Paris's left bank, especially 14th arrondissement, 13th arrondissement, 15th arrondissement. The public entrance today is near Place d'Enfer Rochereau. Only 1.5 kilometers, about 1 mile, of tunnels are open to visitors. The rest, over 99%, is illegal to access. The design: order in death. Originally, bones were dumped randomly, but in the early 1800s, under Louis-Étienne Héricard de Thury, The catacombs were transformed into something deliberate and symbolic. Skulls placed outward, femurs stacked behind walls reinforced with stone. Plaques marked cemetery origins. Inscriptions quoted philosophy and scripture. Death was no longer chaos, it was architecture. The French Revolution and the catacombs. During the French Revolution 1789 to 1799, victims of the guillotine were buried here. Aristocrats and commoners mixed in death. Social class vanished underground. Ironically, while Paris burned above, silence ruled below. The catacombs in war, World War II. The catacombs played a hidden role in W. French resistance used tunnels to move secretly. Hidden bunkers and radio stations existed underground. Just 500 meters away, German forces unknowingly built their own bunker. Two armies occupied the same underground city, unaware of each other. The cataphiles, the modern explorers. Today, thousands of tunnels remain off-limits, yet some still enter. They are called cataphiles, urban explorers who navigate without maps, create underground art, host secret concerts, film documentaries, risk arrest and death access is illegal. Collapses, flooding and disorientation are constant threats. Several people have gone missing underground. The darkest incidents, 1793. A church caretaker got lost underground and died. His remains were found 11 years later, 2004. Police discovered a hidden underground cinema with power and seating. Numerous arrests occur each year. The catacombs are not haunted, but they are unforgiving. What the catacombs represent. The catacombs are not a tourist attraction alone. They represent urban planning failures, public health innovation, equality in death, humanity's attempt to control chaos, a reminder of mortality beneath progress. Above ground, Paris celebrates life. Below ground, it remembers it. Summary: bones inside 6 to 7 million people. Total tunnels 300 plus kilometers. Public access approximately 1.5 kilometers. Established as ossuary 1786. Oldest quarries Roman era. Depth up to 20 meters, 65 feet underground. Annual visitors approximately 500,000. Why the catacombs still matter. In an age of skyscrapers, digital lives and constant noise, the catacombs force a confrontation with something timeless. Every city is built on its past, sometimes literally. Paris stands because its dead were given order, respect and space. The catacombs are not about fear, they are about memory. As visitors climb back into daylight, a sign greets them. Arrête! C'est ici l'Empire de la Mort. Stop, this is the Empire of Death. But perhaps the catacombs are not about death at all. They are about how humanity survives its mistakes and chooses to remember.